Hey guys, it's Jono from Ecommerce SEO. Just got a question in the Facebook group from Jeff, and he was asking the best setup for alt tags with images in Shopify. Before I go into that and just sort of let you guys know what we do, it's pretty simple, but there are things you need to know about images, and there's some limitations with Shopify. So if you know a lot about images already, this is all going to be you're going to know this, and it's nothing new. But images, when you take them on a camera, or take them even with a screenshot on your screen of your computer, or any image that's created, the metadata is stored in that image. Now, I'll just bring over an example of metadata of an image. So this is an image, and all I've done is within my machine, I've right-clicked and clicked on properties, and then we can go to details here, and it gives us all this other information that's actually stored within the image. So you can see here it's got a title, the subject, it's got a rating, the comments in here, so the comments have been added in, and you've got all this other information, like a high-quality camera. We'll add in all this stuff automatically, so the date taken, all that sort of stuff. The size of the image, and scroll on down, you can even add in GPS data, so the GPS location of where the image was taken. We use that a lot for our local clients when we're adding images to their local business, say a service provider that only services a local area. We add that GPS data, and it just provides more relevance to that particular page where the image is located. So the thing is with this, say the difference between a platform like Shopify and WordPress, for example, because WordPress is open source, we have a lot more control over anything we do on it. And you can upload images to WordPress, and you can allow this metadata to actually remain in the image. I'm pretty sure now by default WordPress will actually strip out the data when you upload the image, but you can set add a setting in WordPress, and even use plugins where you can allow that metadata to remain. So it provides a lot more relevance to the image. Shopify, on the other hand, because metadata takes up a lot of room, especially when image storage gets large, they strip out that data automatically. And to date, I'm pretty sure there's no way of keeping that metadata within the image, which would be handy if we could keep this metadata in, because it does really help with providing relevance to images. So not only ranking your product pages and your collection pages, but also showing up in image search within Google. So that's just a little bit about images and the data that can be within an image, and that Shopify actually doesn't allow us to keep that. So with images in Shopify, you've got two main areas you can optimize. If we just click on this image here, and we'll go to preview, we'll grab that URL. Actually, I've already got it here. So obviously the first one is the file name. So you can see here, this is the file name of the image. If you're uploading images from, say, a supplier's catalog, a lot of times the image file name will be a bunch of numbers or a bunch of characters which don't mean anything. So it's always a good idea, or very important, to actually go and change that image file name before you upload it. And you can even do it within Shopify, which I'll show you in a second, in bulk if you've got a lot of products, to create a file name that's relevant. So for this particular example, because we use an app within Shopify that changed the file name because we've got a lot of products, it just adds the title of the product page as the file name. So you can see that's done here. So that's the file name. And then with the alt text, that's actually showing the alt text there. So jar of Blackmore's vitamin D3 capsule. So image alt text, what it actually is it's a way for a browser to show what an image is if it doesn't render. And so, for example, if someone comes to your page and something's broken on the server, or the image just doesn't load, there's a bit of a problem with something within the site, then it will actually show the alt tag instead rather than the image. I'm sure you've seen broken images on sites before. And it does happen from time to time. And the other reason for it is for visually impaired users. So the alt text can actually describe what an image is. So that you need to keep that in mind, because what a lot of people do is try and stuff alt tags, keyword stuff alt tags, and it's not the right way to go, because like anything else within search engine optimization, Google are very hot on that sort of stuff at the moment. So what we try and do is, go to the alt tag, is actually describe what the image is in relative to the product. So Jeff's question was also whether a long or short image tag, alt tag, is best. It's probably irrelevant. We don't sort of consider a long or short tag. What we want to do is try and describe what the actual image is. We do try and keep it under about 125 to 130 characters. If you do a little bit of research, you can see that image alt tags, Google will truncate them at about 120 characters. So it's best to keep it under that. And you don't want to add in an alt text where you have something like, this is an image of vitamin D3 capsules, because it's an image alt tag, Google already understands it's an image. So don't do that. You can use modifiers such as best, top, but that's a little bit spammy. Depends how aggressive you want to get. So generally what we try and do is actually describe what it is. So this is a jar of Blackmore's vitamin D3 capsules. That's exactly what this image is. You could put in the size if you wanted to, but that's generally how we do it, especially if we do it manually. I'm going to show you in a second how, if you've got loads of products and you want to automate it and at least get alt tags and file names set up on all your products, and then you can go through manually and change them and optimize in detail if you want later on. But at least you're better to have some setup of an alt tag and file name, even if it's not 100% optimized, rather than a bunch of numbers that a lot of images will give you. So then, obviously with a lot of products, you've got a lot of different images. You might have 4 or 5 different images. So this one here, we haven't optimized this one yet, I don't think. No, not manually. This was created by the actual app I'm going to show you in a second. So on this one, you would say jar of Blackmore's vitamin D3 capsules, and you could put a hyphen, back label, or back label of jar of vitamin D Blackmore's capsules, for example. So you're still explaining what it is, and it's not getting too spammy. Just before I forget, there's a number of free tools that you can use online to give you the metadata of an image. If it's on, say, another site, you can actually come to this one. I like Jeffrey's image metadata viewer, xf.regex.info. Seems to work the most consistently. It's free. You just add in the URL of the image, and then it will pull back all the image data, or you can actually upload an image from your machine. So this is quite good for competitor research when you're looking at, say, a page that's ranking really well of a competitor, and you just want to delve into how they're doing it. And this is a tool we use a lot to see what they're doing with the images. So just something a bit extra there. The app that we like to use for image optimization is called Bulk Image Edit by HexTom. There's a free version and a paid version, like all these apps. And you can do quite a lot. So you can alter your alt text in bulk. You can rename file names in bulk. You can minimize in bulk. You can do a heap. It's got a heap of other features. The ones we use most are alt text, file name, square images. So if we're downloading a heap of images that are in different sizes, this really helps ensure your images look, the layout looks good, and they work well together, say on a collection page, rather than having different size images. So that's sort of, this is a really good option for that. So all you need to do, it's really quite simple. You can just, for example, make sure you sync your collections, and then you can filter per collection. So you can actually, collection is, let's say it's that brand there, and then you can come and tell the app what you want to do. So we're going to update the image alt text, and it gives you some options, or you can customize your own template. So you've got a lot of flexibility here. What we do generally when we upload a lot of products, the first thing we do before we get to go back and do it manually is either use this one or this one. So at least you've got an alt text in there with, say, the product vendor, for example. And then you just click Start Bulk Editing, and it'll edit all those images. And you can do exactly the same for the file name. So that's just that's the image app that we use. It seems to be easy. It's not too expensive and gives us the best results. So to summarize, to answer the question, in summary, try and use anywhere up to about 125 to 130 characters for your image alt text. Try not to keyword stuff or be spammy. Explain what the image is rather than try and keyword stuff with too many superlatives. If you do that, you're pretty well placed to have your image alt text set up correctly within your store. It's certainly in the first instance, and then you can go and look at competitors if you want to really delve deeper. It's always the number one rule is see what your competitors are doing, do that reverse analysis on your competitors, and then gives you a much better starting point as well, because different categories, different markets, it's not the same. So you just need to be aware of that. Okay, thanks. Hope that was helpful.